my dear friend Ghostface. No, with all seriousness, enjoy the show. Love you.
Never with the scream queen. Hey, spooky pretties, and welcome back to my channel, or should I say, welcome back to me. It's been, I believe, a year and a half, maybe a little more, since I've recorded and posted a video here, and I do apologize for that long absence. It was never meant to be that long. It just happened. Life be happening, guys. Basically what happened was during COVID, like many people, I was basically out of a job because I work live events, and during COVID, those type of things shut down. So I had a lot of free time, and during that free time, I picked up my YouTube channel and started really working on that. And when COVID kind of died down, my free time died down. Live events went back full force, and I just kind of slipped off the radar. I became too busy. When I did have free time, I wanted to spend it with my family and friends, or I wanted to rest. And yeah, it was never my intention to be gone this long, and I do apologize. There was also a little bit of drama that went down after I won the Bloody Disgusting contest that some of you may know about, and I may talk about that eventually on here. I may not, but that did also kind of sit in the back of my mind, leave a bad taste, and make me not feel like I wanted to be in this space. So I just took a little bit of a break as well. But I'm back, and my plan moving forward for this channel, if we want to get that right out of the gate, since I do still have a very busy work schedule, my plan is to record a video every 4 to 6 weeks. If it can be more than that, then great, but I don't want to promise anything more than that and leave you guys hanging. So again, every 4 to 6 weeks, there should be a video. Once a month is my absolute 100% goal, but I'm gonna give myself a little wiggle room. I know in the month of October, I'm traveling every single weekend, so just wanna give myself a little grace with the 6 weeks in there. But anyways, I'm back today with something very exciting that just happened in my life that I really wanted to share with you guys. It got me feeling amped up and creative again, and I just wanted to be able to share that experience with all of you because I knew it was something that if you guys could go to, you would have been there. So last Thursday, July 25th, the Horror House in Chicago hosted their 2nd anniversary screening, and it was of Scream 2, which is one of my favorites, if not my favorite. I go back and forth between the original Scream and Scream 2 as being my favorites. Honestly, if we're really, having to choose here, I don't think I could. I think they're both #1 in my book. They're both rated 5 stars on my letterbox, so I love them both so much. So when I heard that the Horror House this year was hosting their screening with Scream 2, I pretty much flipped my lid. I was very excited. Last year, they had their 1st anniversary screening with Killer Clowns from Outer Space, which is also a personal favorite of mine. And we went, and it was so much fun. They had balloon balloon animal making and face painting and cotton candy machines and cool merch. And it was just an experience that couldn't be described if I tried. And they also had cotton candy cocoons floating above the theater while the movie was playing, and there was clowns running around. It was just super, super fun. So I knew when Scream 2 was announced that this was gonna be epic based on the opening scene with Jada Pinkett Smith and Omar Epps. I knew they had some stuff up their sleeves that would make this screening even better than last year's. So immediately I texted my friend Jenna and I was like, we have got to get tickets. We have to go again. And without even thinking, hey, you know, you've got some Screen Used merchandise from Scream 2? Why don't you message them and see if they might want to show it for fans? Because I only live like an hour from the Music Box Theater, which is where they had the venue for the screening. So I messaged them on Instagram, and sure enough, they were really enthusiastic about the idea, and we worked it out. We had this cute little booth set up that showcased my full Dewey and Gale costumes, my Hallie jacket, and my Ghostface robe that one of the patrons wore in the opening scene of Scream 2. It's not cut like a killer's robe, it's not the sparkle fabric, but it's still a very, very cool piece to have, and they made a few to use in that scene, and I'm just very excited to own all of those pieces from Scream 2, and I was just extremely excited to be able to bring them to this screening for fans to see in person, because how often do you, one, get to own a piece of merch like that, but then two, see it in person? You know, why keep it to myself is my thought process. They kept saying to me, are you sure you want to do this? Like, we really appreciate you even coming up with this idea to bring into the screening. And I'm like, heck yeah, like there is nothing more in this world that I love than talking about Scream and sharing that passion with fellow fans. So I thought this would be the best opportunity to do that and to contribute to the community. So me, my husband, my friend Jenna, and her sister Marissa packed up Jenna's car full of my items. And let me tell you, that was kind of a trip in itself. We successfully got Dewey, Gale, and Hallie in there, but we did have to have my husband John wear the Ghostface robe as like a cosplay costume kind of thing. And he interacted with fans in that robe. And yes, I know it's Screen Used, and you're probably like, I can't believe you let your husband walk around in that. Why not? You know, it's not like it's a crazy part of the movie. It wasn't like it was the actual killer's robe. I was happy for him too. He didn't eat or drink in it. He was just walking around taking pictures with fans, and everybody was really respectful that took a picture with him. Nothing crazy happened. So I thought it was really cool that fans got to touch the robe, take pictures with the robe, and, you know, it was honestly a very cool interaction to watch. So also at my little booth area that I had set up, we decided to bring some of my Scream 2 memorabilia and Stab memorabilia and decorate it to kind of like get the theme going and get people excited. I brought some VHS tapes, some DVDs, some Blu-rays, the Laserdisc, the soundtrack and the cassette, bobbleheads, little enamel pins, things like that. And people were really excited to see those items as well. You know, not just the Screen Used merch. They were excited about that stuff too, which got my collector heart happy. I loved talking about all of it. So big shout out to my husband and Jenna and Marissa for being my little roadies, is what they kept saying. I really couldn't have done this without them, you know, driving to the city, setting everything up, cleaning everything, because, you know, it's a big deal doing something like that. Don't want to scratch anything, tear anything, spill anything on anything. It was a little nerve-wracking taking on this trek, but we did it. So once the doors opened for the event, which opened about an hour and a half before the screening, not only was my little table there set up for fans to come and look at, but there was also a merchandise booth set up that they were selling items from the Horror House shop there. And also they had specific merchandise made for the event by artist Stephen LaRose Holiday. I'm going to show you guys some of that merch now. I'm actually wearing the shirt they had made. It's very cool. It's a little Stab shirt. I love the colors. Very, obviously, Stab themed. And the purple is fantastic. Love the movie reels. Perfect. And they also had these event posters made. Same design. I think the size is 11 by 14. Very, very cool. Easy to frame. Definitely going up here in my office. And then this was not even something you had to buy. This came from just being an attendee. It came with your ticket. They had these little tickets made up, like a little movie premiere ticket. It says Stab, admit 1. And then on the back, it has a coupon for the Horror House. And it talks about presents Scream 2 Horror House 2nd year anniversary, the date, and the location. Very cool. And so if you want to visit the horror house, the address is on here and the Music Box Theater's on here. And I will include all their information in the caption below of my video. And lastly, I think probably the coolest item they had was this stab cup. And it's got Ghostface here with the knife, stab, and the horror house logo. But watch this. When I found out this was a thing, I about flipped shit. Ooh, little ASMR going on. It's color changing. I'm such a dork, but this made me so happy. Look at that. That is so cool. I immediately texted one of my friends who wanted one of these and was like, it's also color changing. How cool is that? But yeah, nice little stab cup. My favorite piece of merch from the night. So even though it was a screening of Scream 2, what they did was so brilliant. They basically decorated it and promoted it as if it was the premiere of Stab. Just like in the movie where Maureen and Phil go and see Stab. Everything was decorated as if the movie we were watching was going to be Stab. There were Stab posters and vinyl banners and big ghost face handmade heads, just like you see when you walk into the theater of the scene in Scream 2. There were like little cutouts of pictures at the bar of like Jada Pinkett Smith being like, I got my money. I'm asking for your money, you know, for the tip jar. And there was a little ghost face. They just had stuff spread out everywhere of Ghostface and of the Stab logo. And it was perfect. And along with the merch booth and my booth, there was a bar and they had themed drinks. And there was a Stab drink that you could buy drinks and also get one of these cups with that drink. Everybody was trying to get one. And they also had a Deep Blue Sea themed drink because the next night they were having a screening of Deep Blue Sea because of Shark Week. And the drinks were delicious, let me tell you. I'm sharing a picture that has the recipe of it here. So if you guys want to try and make Stab at home and see what it tastes like, go for it. But I honestly love little touches like that. I think it really brings an event, you know, to a higher level when it's perfectly themed. I'm a themer, just letting you know. I love to theme a party. It's got to have the right decor, right food, right drinks. So 100% A+ on those type of details. So the entire night they were filming the event and fan interactions and the screening itself. Once the screening started, they had a lot of cool things happening. They had a welcome video from David Arquette. They had made their own Nicole Kidman inspired AMC ad. They had a cool sneak peek of Terrifier 3 and a trailer for another horror movie coming out soon. It very much felt like you were seeing a brand new movie in theaters, and it was very, very cool. And when the movie starts, the crowd went freaking wild, which I have a clip for you guys to share because I will never experience another reaction like that to a movie. And I had goosebumps. But once it started, they had something really cool planned up their sleeves. They had legit actors playing Maureen and Phil and Ghostface, and they were running around the audience reenacting the scene. She was up on the stage dying, and he was in a urinal peeing and dying. It was a whole thing, and it was so, 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 so cool. And also during the I Think I Love You scene with Derek and Sydney, they all came out to the front of the stage and were clapping and singing and got everybody involved. It was just the coolest thing ever. And they recorded everything from start to finish, and it just felt very meta, very Scream. And again, it just was something I don't think I'll ever experience again. And it is something I have dreamed of being a part of since I saw Scream 2. I'm still in shock that I had this moment happen, because as a fan, you dream about having audience participation like that scene where they're watching Stab. And it happened. And I still don't feel like it was real, even though I have video proof that it happened. So I just want to thank the Horror House shop for letting me come out and being a part of this killer event. I know next year's screening is going to be just as amazing, and I can't wait to see what they decide to do for their upcoming events. It's just going to be amazing. I already know it. I did go and visit them at their shop 2 days after the event, and I got some cool little pickups that I wanted to share with y'all before I sign off on here. They had some Quiet Place posters, day 1, that they were giving away. I don't know if you guys have seen this yet. I'm sure most of you have. I did, and I thought it was freaking amazing. I loved it better than the second one, and I thought it was just as good as the first one. I thought both Lupita and Joseph Quinn were freaking amazing. Fantastic performances. See it if you haven't. I had to get this poster to put in my office. Another thing I picked up while I was there, they were so kind enough to give me this. It's a flyer sticker combination of Scream 2 that is not only promoting the movie, but is promoting the soundtrack. So it says, what's your favorite scary movie? Scream 2, the release date, dimension, and right here it kind of can be not torn apart, but broken apart into 2 stickers. It's got a little crease here, and on the back it promotes the soundtrack, and it says, the new thriller from Wes Craven, Scream 2, featuring music by D'Angelo and Master P, soundtrack in stores on Capital/Dimension, compact discs and cassettes. Order Scream 2 gear online at dimensionfilms.com/Scream2 or call, and I just love that. You call this number. I want to call this number and visit this website and see what's happening with it now, because I just love stuff like that. It just brings back a feeling of nostalgia. But I just thought this was so cool. I don't have this in my collection. I have seen this once before a long, long time ago, but never in person. So I'm really excited to add this. Thank you to the Horror House. If you guys are ever in Chicago or the Chicagoland area, it is worth visiting, guys. Go check them out. Supporting small businesses, especially in the horror community, is so important. So if you want things like that to keep happening and continuing and to stay open, you gotta support, guys. So visit them when you can, look at their website online, follow them on Instagram and Facebook. I'll have their information below. Also check out a movie at the Music Box Theater if you're ever in Chicago. It's an incredible, incredible venue, very old school. The architecture is gorgeous. The decorations are gorgeous. I love it there. Anytime I can go see a movie or an event there, I do. So thank you guys for tuning in with me today. I should have a video coming out again in, like I said, about a month. So catch me then. And you can always follow me on Instagram. I'm very active there, ScreamQueen89. And in the meantime, I hope you guys keep it weird and make it Meggy. I've missed you. Bye.